This character went from level 100 to level 110 in just 7 hours, and that's with an item level of 830 after about 5 minutes at endgame. When you remove the downtime during the leveling process, that looks more like 6 hours and 30 minutes. Often, it only took me 35 minutes per level when things were going good. And on top of that, I was able to reach item level, I think it was 829 specifically, within 5 minutes of hitting max level doing just one world quest. Another 20 minutes would have had the character eligible to begin the LFR and Mythic Dungeon gearing process. That's all quite fast indeed, especially since I could have done it even faster. Now this is based on something that we could do back in Warlords. Back then you would get a fresh character at level 90, you give it 3 upgraded bits of crafted gear, including a weapon, and that would greatly increase its power in the world, which would mean that you could almost like one-shot mobs and just completely rampage your way through Draenor. The downside is that doing this in Legion's kind of expensive, so after doing my level 101 Twink video, I wondered, how long would it take to level up if you had that kind of power? So I went and I purchased 4 bits of 830 plus BOE epic plate gear that's equipable at level 101, 2 rings, a neck, and then a trinket. I did take a look at the Undermine journal. I noticed prices were very expensive in my server, but across the EU, the average prices per bit of gear were 30 to 40k. Now, of course, you only need to get the 830 stuff. You can get way more expensive stuff that's like 850, but I honestly think there's a lot of diminishing returns there. If you just get the 830 plus, you should be absolutely fine overall. Now, this might actually be a lot easier to do and a lot cheaper to do in patch 7.2. While I was killing mobs on the Broken Shore, on the PTR, I had an item level 830 blue drop. Now this was account bound, and I believe it had a level requirement of 101, so you might be able to get similar results after some farming when 7.2 is actually live. Anyway, so I got all that gear for my character, and then I fired up my preferred leveling add-on, which is Khan's Legion. I've already done a full video on its benefits, which you can check out, but the TLDR is, it's a great add-on, it'll help you level your alts a lot faster by providing an excellent leveling route. What I've particularly found great about its leveling route is that it gives you lots of just sort of quest hubs and things like that you may have missed. Certainly, I think a lot of people going through Val Shara with that add-on will notice there's 1 or 2 little hubs of quests that you would have totally missed out on that are very efficient for their XP. Of course, me being me, I did have a few problems. I intended to use Bear Tartar to increase my leveling speed overall because it increases your running speed after you kill a mob. I just forgot to use it. So that was a bit stupid. I intended to use potions more. I kind of forgot to do that. My flask uptime was really weak. I forgot to use goblin gliders. I only did 3 dungeons out of the 5 that I could have done. Very unoptimized. So yeah, there was quite a bit of time efficient XP there that I just missed out on by being stupid. I was also doing this on a character that had been boosted. And that did a little bit of Tanan content after being boosted back in Warlords. Now, if you had an old raiding alt with loads of Hellfire Citadel gear left over, you would be even more powerful than my character was, and you'd be able to level quite a bit faster. Finally, Fury Warriors, they've got pretty rubbish sustain. I mean, I think they're fun, but they've got rubbish sustain. I think that this would have been faster if I had have used another class, even though something like, say, War Machine is a lovely talent to level with, but I could have done a bit better there. Overall, what all of this means is that with a method like this, I'd say 6 hours should be pretty achievable for almost everyone, perhaps even 5.5 hours if you're, really going try hard at things, and that does include, like getting your artifact weapon and all that stuff. But anyway, I hit level 110 with an item level of roughly 800. I had a few slots with just rubbish greens, and then of course my good quality 830 stuff that I bought previously. I didn't get really that lucky with quest upgrades or anything like that. So what did I do? Well, I immediately hopped into the world in search of better relics for my artifact. That was a mistake. I should have went to the auction house first and then got stuff via the auction house to patch up my gear with the item level 810 crafted stuff. Now, by the way, this was often at a cost of less than 4k a piece, sometimes even 1k a piece for that crafted gear. Now, purchasing these, of course, increased my average item level to 830, which then caused the gear rewards from the world quests to be quite a bit higher. So obviously the best way to do that would have been to get all my auction house gear and then to head out into the world, because I could have got a higher item level relic from the one quest that I did. But yeah, overall, that's kind of just the time efficient way to do things. It's also worth remembering that the order hall gear sets are actually really easy to get these days. At least initially, some of them are. So you'll get Artifact Knowledge rank 20 immediately from your main, which means you'll be able to get the 100,000 artifact power needed to unlock the belt. So you'll be able to get that within a few world quests. Of course, the helm comes instantly for hitting level 110, and the rest of them are actually quite quick to do these days. Order hall resources can, of course, be sent over to your new character from a main via the Blood of Sagaris Trader, which is located in Dalaran. So yeah, the upgrades aren't really a tremendous concern either. That's just a few ways that you can get your item level increased extremely fast. Of course, the whole goal is get into LFR, get some gear from that, then do some Mythic Plus. And really, that's it for this video. I think it's just a pretty interesting extension of how that twinking stuff works. You can basically do a kind of a budget version of that to get yourself from level 110 sort of all the way, or level 100 all the way up to 110, pretty damn quick with a good item level so that you're pretty much good to go. Now, of course, this is only really a thing for the gold rich players. Could be that once the PTR comes out, or once patch 7.2 comes out, we might be able to get this 830 BOA gear. There's just a drop, which would make this accessible for everyone. But before I close off the video, I want to mention heirlooms. Doesn't seem like they'll be in patch 7.2, so it seems like if you're really interested in getting an alt leveled up very quickly indeed, this might overall be your best way. Perhaps heirlooms or something will be added to the Legion content, maybe in patch 7.4, the Argus patch, which kind of makes sense because heirlooms came into Warlords, I believe, in 6.2, which was the last major patch of that expansion. Anyway, guys, that's it for the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.